What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the RPO College Football Podcast. I'm your host, John Jones, and we got Mr. Ray Roberts right there, the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Jerome. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. First and foremost, I want to give all my prayers out to everybody in Florida right now. I know it's tough, man, and you guys, if there's anybody out there that can help and support, I've seen some of those videos. It's insane. Um, Prayers and everything go to you guys. Um, this week been crazy though. It's with the hurricane. Most of you guys know I'm in Georgia right now, so we've been affected by the hurricane and the fact of being prepared for it. Lucky for us, none of the hurricane came over here near the Atlanta area. But I do have prayers out for everybody else. We had to have football games that got pushed over from supposed to be tonight, which was yesterday. So it kind of screwed up my schedule this week with work and everything as well. So look, a little crazy down here. But how you doing, Ray?
I'm good, man. Normal week for me. Going to rain this weekend, but it's fine.
Okay. So, Ray, before you even get started on college football, real quick, I know that you have a little flex on me right now because one, you were 10-1 last week with your picks.
Mm-hmm.
So Ray did good. He had one loss, and then two, he beat me in fantasy.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was you that I beat, Jerome, to be honest with you.
Beat me in fantasy, man. I was trying to be quiet all week, and I seen that. I was like, oh man, Ray just beat me. Ray just got me. I got. Yeah, you got me, man. It was a good game though. It was a good game.
It was close.
It was close to the end, and I think you got it with CD Lamb being good.
Yeah, good game. Well, of course that means he won't be any good the next couple games, but he did.
Yeah, exactly. I was just telling my friend about that. That's hilarious. What's up, Abe?
Hey, Ray, how you doing there, buddy?
What's going on, CEO? And
see you,
Ray,
man.
the twin.
I watched your guys' show last night. It was awesome.
Ray is definitely undefeated in fantasy. Ray's having a good week, man. We're going to talk about his good week in a second because
I was doing good.
It's gonna affect the rankings. I'm kind of sad, but we're gonna talk about it. I give you a little sneak peek about it, but yeah, he did good last week. So, Avery said, appreciate you, sir.
No problem,
sir. Yeah, man. So let's get into it, man, because last week was a good week, man. A lot of upsets, some good games, a lot of close games. Let's get to the first topic though, because Clemson, are they back or no? Clemson beating Wake Forest. Clemson pinned up a lot of points in that game. Now, I want to talk about it, right? Because DJ had a really good game. 371 yards, 7 touchdowns, 26 for 41, a really good rating. The completion rating wasn't that great, but yards and touchdowns really well, no interceptions. But what happened to the defense? I mean, I was clamoring about this defense all year, saying this is probably going to be the best defense in college football. Is Clemson back, at least on track at some type of way? I mean, they did play Wake Forest. Give me what you think, Ray. I want to know what you think.
Well, I think that their offense is fine, and their defense has been struggling most of the year for some reason. I don't think they're back. I think that there's still a long way to go, but right now I wouldn't call them back. I think they've struggled most weeks on defense, which is what is surprising to me.
Yeah, that defense, man. They got so many good players, man. Like you can name anybody in any position at any level, and they were or at least a 5-star. You got at least one 5-star in every level of that defense, and they're not playing well. Avery says Clemson was decent, not great, and I think they'll have a good recruiting year this year offseason though. I don't know, Avery. I don't know about that because Clemson's always going to be Clemson, but they've been kind of struggling with the recruiting this past year. Compared to previous years, it still was pretty good, but they didn't do that well in it. And I can't explain why, honestly, Ray. What do you think?
I think that they had a nice season, a solid season.
Yeah,
it's not been as good the last couple of years as they were previously, but I mean, they're going to go through cycles like that. I mean,
Yeah,
they're obviously a well coached team on offense. Dabo's a good coach. I think losing their defensive coordinator to go to Oklahoma kind of hurt them on the defensive side recruiting, and you've seen that this year.
yeah.
So
No, yeah, and I agree. I agree. So let's get back to the game. So at one point, Clemson was up 14-0. Um, Wake Forest came back a little bit, and then in the middle in the second quarter, Wake Forest started really coming back. It was 17-14 at one point. At halftime, it was 2014, and then Wake Forest did not want to go away. They was keep going back and forth, all the way into overtime, where um, Wake Forest got a touchdown. They got the extra point, and then Clemson got their touchdown, got the extra point. Second overtime, Clemson got the touchdown. They did miss a 2-point conversion, but they got lucky holding Wake Forest after that. So, what was your takeaway from this game, Ray?
the fact that Clemson's defensive backfield has really struggled this year, and I don't know exactly. I can't put my finger on what it is. They just has really struggled. Sam Hartman, the quarterback at Wake Forest, had a really good game. 20-29, 337, 6 touchdown passes, no picks. So,
Chris, I don't think he can ever be back in the first round talk again. Honestly,
he is
unless he goes absolutely like Joe Burrow crazy, I don't think he can be in the first round. I think the highest he can go is second round. Honestly, I think right now I'll say like mid to late rounds. Right now,
I
it's
mean,
not
like,
looking good. And I'm a big DJ believer. I've been Ray can't contest. I love DJ. I thought he could have been a Heisman last year until he stunk it up. But I can't see it. What do you think, Ray?
I know. I think he's a second and third round pick right now. I think he's a good. He has tangibles. He has upside for sure, but
He does.
he also has a little bit of a long release, and he's not as athletic as people act like he is. He's a good, solid athlete. You know, he's a sturdy athlete, but he's not a good athlete. You know what I mean? Like, you can't take him down easy, but he doesn't really move well enough to really juke you or nothing. It's just like he's a straight line runner. So.
Yeah. Avery says this is why they'll fix well in the offseason. They can make the playoffs and win a game or two. Avery, honestly, if they continue to play like they did in this game as far as offensively, they'll be fine. I'm worried about them because they've been so roller coaster this year. And honestly, right now they can't compete with all the playoff teams right now. All the playoff teams that will be in the playoffs right now, I don't think they compete with any of them, honestly.
No, I don't think they'll beat Georgia. I don't think they would beat Alabama. I think that they'll be in the mix by the end of the year because they have that track record. But I don't think the way they're playing on defense right now, they'll beat them teams. I don't.
I mean, Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama.
I mean,
none of them. They wouldn't be in either of them.
nah, because those teams have strong defenses, and Clemson's not going to score 50 points against Alabama. They're not going to score 50 against Georgia. Ohio State, probably not. Ohio State still has their own problems on defense, but I don't think that there'll be a problem for them. So
definitely. And let's not talk about Ohio State too much in here. Chris is in the chat room.
Hey, I don't have nothing against Ohio State. I'm not a fan. That's all.
No, I agree. Exactly. They'll lose to any playoff teams now, but imagine if they actually pull one out. The recruiting would definitely go through the roof. Yes and no. Recruiting is weird in a sense of they don't look at wins as much. It's not really. I mean, wins is a big factor into it. It helps out, but with recruiting, it's different. It's not really. Oh, that team is a winner. Let me go over there. It's a lot about coaching. It's a lot about who's already there. A lot about the last year's recruiting class, things like that. That ties into a lot of it. And then now you got the NIL deals, and I think Ray was kind of thinking about that in his head too. Now you got the NIL deals as well, so that's another factor.
The only thing that helps Clemson is they don't have to really compete anybody in the ACC. where they're at, but they still are an ACC team, and I think most people would rather go to the SEC or honestly the Big Ten.
Yeah. Chris said I agreed. I at least he didn't tank his stock as bad as Rattler did. Yeah, dude, he destroyed
Well,
his stock.
Rattler thought that he was a superstar and
Hmm.
didn't know how to go back and reestablish himself. He doesn't want to work. And to me, he
Yeah,
just doesn't want to work at it. Where DJ does. So we'll see.
yeah. And the season where they're not where they're not. I'm sorry, they're not looked as like to do much. Jeez, I can't read. If they win the playoff game, then recruits will look at that as amazing coaching. No, I agree. I mean, Devil Sweeney is really good with recruiting. People love him. Like the recruits love him. That's not what I'm saying. It's it's that's why the recruiting is good as it is anyway. People love Devil Sweeney. It's just that you know Clemson is not really high on the NIL stuff right now. I mean, I think they do it here and there. They're not really high on that, and that's one of the bigger factors nowadays. And then, like I said, it depends who's there. Like, say Klubnik goes in the game and he starts playing really well for Clemson. I think at that point, then recruits gonna start really looking because he's a young quarterback. He's gonna be there for a little bit, and then they can see the upside in him. Stuff like that. That I think that pushes needles for recruits. Who's already there? Who's the coaching? NIL deals, all that stuff is. And let's not get into NIL. That's it's annoying, but and we'll want to be a part of that program. He says true. NIL things definitely weighs heavy. Yeah, it's real heavy now. Avery, real heavy. Um, but yeah, that last game, man. That they're 4-0. So they're still winning. Don't get me wrong, but it's very close, sloppy kind of. Either it's the defense or it's the offense that's not doing well one week. So, I mean, honestly, if they can put it all together, they'll be a really good team. But they haven't shown or been consistent at being good at one side. So, better 4-0 team, Tennessee or FSU. I'm gonna say Tennessee. Honestly, what do you think, Ray?
I think I think Tennessee. I like Tennessee. I think they're. I've talked about this before. I think they're the one team who really, if they keep recruiting the way they have the last couple of years, maybe they could be a powerhouse again.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think they can definitely be a powerhouse. Speaking of that, let's talk about them. Tennessee versus the Florida Gators, man. Florida Gators came out the gate looking really, really well. Now last couple of weeks they've been struggling. They lost 2 games, so now they're 2-2. They were ranked 20. Tennessee was ranked 11. It was a close game though. 33-28. Kind of got out of hand at the end of the game for Tennessee, but they got that last minute touchdown to keep them up. I believe it was a last minute touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It was Tennessee got an early touchdown in the mid fourth quarter. Then Florida was coming back. They had 2 other touchdowns. They missed 2-point conversions that kind of put them behind the ball. But yeah, Ray, what do you think about that game?
I think it was a good game. Hendon Hooker did his thing, had a really nice game, both running and passing the ball. Kind of like Florida, Anthony Richardson had a really nice game. Did have one bad pick.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that Florida is that team. Like they want to try to be that team again, and I don't know if that's going to work out for them. I really don't. I think Tennessee is the one team, the one SEC team I think could actually make some noise. So
Yeah.
I like both of those programs. I mean, I shouldn't say
Mm-hmm.
I respect both of them programs. I just think
Yeah.
that Florida is kind of too up and down.
Yeah.
Tennessee has done some really nice things recruiting the last couple of years. So I think
Yeah.
in the end they'll be okay. So
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Hooker. He's been playing really well lately. 22 for 28, 349 yards, 2 touchdowns. Actually, Richardson didn't have a bad game, like you said. 24 for 44, so a little over 50%. but 453 yards, two touchdowns, and one interception. The one little bad interception that you were talking about, Ray.
Mhm.
But outside of that, he played a lot better than he did week 2. Week 2 was really bad when he kind of got brought back to earth. When everybody's kind of really high on him and talking about, oh, he might be the next Heisman. He might be the next Heisman. I still think he's good, but Florida got SEC. I'm just gonna say it like that. They got SEC. I mean, uh, let's call it spade for spade. I think any other teams they was playing some normal teams, they'd be whooping butt, but you know they still not that upper tier SEC team yet.
They're not, and
They're
it's
not,
going
and
to
I
take
think
a
they could
while to
get. I
get.
think they could get there in a few years. Honestly, I really do, but they're not there yet. Not there. Um, so I mean, they're a team that they're not going to be. Obviously, they're not going to be in playoffs now.
No.
And even Tennessee, honestly, they're not playoff bound yet. They're just on the cusp. But Tennessee, we talking about recruiting. Tennessee been getting some recruits,
Yes.
and yeah, they be getting some recruits, man. So they're looking pretty fine right now. Chris says Hooker or Levy.
Levis.
Mm,
I would say
Levis.
Hooker right now.
I'm gonna do the same, but it is close.
It
I
is
mean,
close. I
that's a good
mean,
question, Chris. It really
both of
is.
these guys will get drafted
Hmm.
depending on like how high would they get drafted. Right
Yeah,
now, both of them may be first round picks right now, the way it looks. But
yeah,
I just think that Levis had a lot of pub coming into the season, and he's played
hmm
well.
yeah,
And we always know that quarterbacks can push up in the draft, so they'll
right.
both be fun.
Yeah, we always talk about that. Quarterbacks definitely do get pushed up in the draft. So, um, yeah. All right. So, I do appreciate you guys being in the chat room. We do have, uh, he said neither Bryce Young.
Well,
Bryce
Bryce Young's
Young,
the first pick in the draft, probably.
Bryce Young's not even the best player in his draft, though.
He'll
Oh,
be
I forgot Avery's an Alabama fan. That's
he'll
why
be
I
the first
forgot.
quarterback taken, either him or the quarterback from Ohio State. You know,
I don't want to say it because Chris is in here, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, man, you don't have to say it. Everybody knows it, man. You watch the kid play; he's a player. So,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Um,
it's not rocket science, man. So,
it's a little cat secret still. That's not, but
it's it's not a secret anymore, Jerome. It's not. So,
Bryce isn't the best player on. No, okay. You scared me because I thought you was about to say best quarterback or. Nah, he's not. He's not. The guy's on defense, rushing a passer. That guy's nice.
no,
I
yeah,
think.
Will
I think.
Anderson's the best
Will
player
Anderson,
in football, probably.
yeah, he might be first overall.
He will be. He will be.
It
Unless
depends.
you're a
It
quarterback
depends.
for our team.
Exactly. Because we got a lot of good quarterbacks this year. That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
Mm,
This is not last year.
dude, honestly, I would take an impact edge rusher over a quarterback where we just talked about two quarterbacks that are top 5 talents. So I would take the edge rusher, especially a guy who
No, I agree. And
it was
Ray,
crazy last year how good he was.
Ray, and Chris, you can attest to this for me. Praying that the Saints keep losing. Praying, because they're not looking good right now. And James Winston been injured, so got the first round pick. If you didn't know that.
Yeah, I
So.
got that. Well,
I
let me
would
ask you a
love Will
question.
Anderson to
The
be our
Eagles
QB.
have the number 1 pick in the draft. Are they taking a quarterback or Will Anderson right now?
Will Anderson,
Not
100%.
even close, right?
Not even
Exactly.
close. Yeah, we're not even thinking about quarterback anymore at this point,
Yeah.
at least.
Well, not right now. You're not now.
Oh, Jalen Hurts got Player of the Month, by the way.
Yeah.
So yeah. And hey, he's making me eat my words. So and I'm glad about it. So hey,
Yeah, I'm
love
following it too.
Stroud, but
Does
I
have a
even put
really good offensive line, so good for him.
yeah. I love Stroud, but I would even take Bryce. Stroud isn't mobile, and come on with that mobile stuff. He's mobile. He
He's
just don't. He just
mobile.
don't do it. He just don't do it.
No, he just doesn't run. He looks
Yeah,
to extend plays. I'd rather have a guy that does that anyway. So that's
they
just me.
better take Anderson. I agree with that.
I
Go ahead
agree.
and don't look back. Yep, 100%.
Agreed.
Yep. All right. Last game. Let's get to my game. Michigan, man. Michigan struggled against the Terrapins. How do you say that? Terrapins.
Terrapins,
The
yes.
Terrapins.
Yep.
My Maryland. Maryland been a good team. I mean, well, I'm gonna say solid. I'm not gonna say good. They've been a solid team. Um, Close game, but man, I can't believe that it came down to like that. Corum had a really good game.
He
Five
did.
touchdowns. Oh, 2 touchdowns, 243 yards. Last week he had 5 touchdowns. Um, People are saying he rising in that. As we talk about drafts, he's rising in that draft board, man. I'm impressed with him. I always been impressed with him since he's been in Michigan and doing his good stuff. Terpins? It's not Tarpins. It's Terrapins. Right?
Terrapins. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way he put that. Anyway, but yeah, I think we have to keep the ball on the ground, man. As much as we do want to we're a running team, and JJ McCaffrey had a good game. He 220 yards, 18 for 26. They didn't pass too much, but you just gotta make sure that they don't try to run the ball too much. I believe he fumbled a couple of times as well. Ray, what's your take on that game?
I think when Michigan runs the ball, they're just a better team.
Yeah.
They're just
No,
a
and I
better
agree.
team. I mean, honestly, I think I said this a couple weeks ago, maybe even last week. If you're a Big Ten team, man, you play in the weather that's around here, you need to run the ball. That's all there is to it. You don't play down in the South where it's like warm half the time, where you just air it out every other play. You need to run the ball. I mean, Michigan struggle. Yeah, well, I think that they'll be okay until they got to play Ohio State, to be honest with you. So
week schedule, man. We play the same teams every year. What are you talking about? Listen, we got Iowa this week, which that's not a team you can sneeze on. We got Indiana. Okay, that's fine. Penn State looking a lot better this year. That kind of scary. Michigan State been down, but they've been beating us every year. So we'll see. We do play.
they won't beat you this year, though, man.
I don't think so, but
No, they won't, man. They beat you last year because they had a stud running back and he kept the ball from you.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker is a beast.
Yeah.
Rutgers, we play Rutgers. I think we can beat them, obviously. Nebraska, solid team. We beating them. Indiana, then Ohio State. So I see what you're saying, but they're not. He said weak. Yeah, for a team that's ranked number 4, I give you that. I definitely give you that. But at the same time, it's not teams that you can really sneeze at. And I guess I'm thinking like that too because I'm a Big Ten guy, so I know these teams more closely. These are not teams that we can just like let them just do whatever they want.
Indiana is a sneaky good team. They are.
Indiana definitely is. Yeah,
they're a sneaky good team, man. They play good ball. They like to control the line of scrimmage. They're a sneaky good team.
All right, Avery. Hold on. We talking about week schedules. You got Alabama. You an Alabama fan. That's the definition of week schedule, man. You got a week schedule every year. Stop that.
Alabama plays a decent schedule, but they do always throw a few cream puffs in there every year. So.
A lot of cream puffs. They usually have cream puffs until week 4.
You're right about that this year for sure, but usually they don't play that week of a schedule if they are this year for some reason.
You definitely can't overlook them, but it's not scary schedule is what I'm saying. No, I get you. SEC, bro. No, I hear you, but dude, y'all get some cream puffs to warm y'all up at least every year. I'm just saying. Anyway.
Well, the thing that makes it look bad is, like you said, really the only strong team that you said they're going to play is probably Penn State right now. So
yeah, and Ohio State at the end of the year.
Well, of course, Ohio State. Well, they're always strong. We don't want Chris. We don't want Chris to hear that, but they're always strong.
Chris is about to get you. Don't sleep on that powerhouse
Oh
Mercer.
yeah,
No,
that's a
hey,
powerhouse.
don't talk about Mercer because you know that's Lamarcus' team. He played there. Don't talk about Mercer. Lamarcus gonna get you, man. All right, man. So yeah, I'm not happy with being such a close game. Um, but you know, with the fact that there was turnovers and everything like that, because honestly, the best person that was running was Corum, and he was the only one running. He had 30 carries. With that part scares me. I believe uh uh uh, uh I'm blanking on my running back's name, but he I think he was injured, so they ran Corum to the ground. I am a little concerned with that because that's everybody else combined for 8 other carries. It's not good.
Who cares, man? You got the cow you're running, man. That's all.
No, I'll give you that. I just when you don't have
Work,
another
work for
guy.
it worked for Michigan State last year, so
You're right. No, you're right. You are definitely right. So let's move on, man. So we're gonna go into our rankings because I don't really want to put this on screen, but I will. Yeah, somehow we got tied up.
well,
Ray had a nearly flawless week. My man went 10-1. My man went 10. He had one bad game. Yo, it's funny, Ray, because you do this every couple of weeks though, too. You have this really insane week where you just like hit on every single game and you might miss like one. I don't have yet. Oh, fantasy updates.
that's updates on my phone, man. It is what it is. So
No, I hear you. We said, "Yay, Ray, man, get out here. Put me on my side. Put me on my side, man."
well, you made the one mistake last week of thinking North Carolina was going to play defense. They haven't played defense in 2 years, man.
They say that. It wasn't that a good game, or it was a close game, right?
No.
I think all my losses were close games, if I'm not mistaken. What was the score for that game?
I don't remember. I know we won by like 2 or 3 scores.
2 or 3?
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, was it?
Yeah, that's pretty bad, dude.
I did overpass it, so it must have been really bad. No, y'all won by 13 points. Y'all had a really strong second.
Which would be 2 scores, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you said 2 or 3. I thought, I don't know. But yeah, it was.
North Carolina had a garbage touchdown at the end too. So
true. But yeah, man, congrats on your team. I did go against you guys.
I'm not taking garage. They have a lot of work to do, but
yeah.
North Carolina. It was funny, and I'm a Matt Brown fan. I am. I like the guy. He was getting way carried away against Notre Dame, though. Like way carried away, man. Like wow.
42-17. That's going to.
Oh well, Chris. You know what? Thanks.
So many things I want to say right now.
You know what? 42 may be right, but I don't think the whole Michigan does 17 points. I don't. So.
Hey, Alan, it could be worse. At least you guys are having better week than the Hurricanes. Yeah, they're pretty bad. They are pretty bad. We were gonna talk about that, but we kind of got out of hand with.
Well, what's the point of talking about a team we keep waiting for to get good and then lose to Middle Tennessee?
Dude,
is there a real?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about. That's why I would put it on there, dude. Like, cause like they lost to Middle Tennessee. Like, you don't lose to Middle Tennessee.
Like what? And you know, I like Cristobal. I think he's going to do a good job in Miami. At least I think he is. But man, you can't lose a game like that to Middle Tennessee if you want to be that team again. You just can't do it. I mean,
and not only that, but the way they came out, dude. It was 17-3 in the first quarter.
Against Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee.
Not Tennessee.
Middle.
Or even Tennessee Chattanooga.
Middle
Tennessee.
Crazy.
Wow.
Craziness.
I just man.
Yeah. So let's get into our predictions, Ray. So I'm looking to beat you this week, man. I'm looking to not let you be in the lead for the first time this year. If you get one game over me, you this will be your first time in the lead this year. I'm 5 weeks deep. I'm trying to stay right there. So let's do this. Um, first game we're gonna do is Washington versus UCLA. Right. The
The issue
UCLA.
is
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, sorry.
Washington's favored by 2.5. UCLA is home.
I'm taking Washington.
Washington. I'm going the same way actually.
Yeah.
Um, UCLA, I do like what they're doing, but I agree with you. Washington looked pretty impressive to me last week. Um,
Chip Kelly's afraid of defense too. Kind of like North Carolina.
yeah. No, I agree with that. It's I think it would be a solid game. I don't think it would be a great game. I don't really like that spread, Ray. What do you think about that spread?
I'm not crazy about it either. I would rather it be a little bit more one-sided than it is.
Yeah,
Like 3 points kind of scares me. And of course, Washington is another team who they don't really play. They don't play up to the like above their competition level usually.
that's funny, Chris. That's funny.
Okay.
He's saying basically don't leave Oregon because you're not going to be a good quarter coach. That's what he's
Well, that's probably true though.
saying. It haven't been working out for anybody that coming out of Oregon, honestly.
It has not.
That's kind of funny. But yeah, I agree. Not a fan of the line, honestly. So if you guys are doing that, I wouldn't be a fan of that line. But yeah, not excited about that one. Let's go to the next one, which will be Kentucky versus Ole Miss. You got in there, Ray?
I have Ole Miss in that game. There's
Ole
six,
Miss is favored by 6.5 at home.
so I'm going to take Ole Miss. That's easy.
Definitely a closer game. Um, I'm leaning towards Kentucky.
Go ahead, lean, man. Go ahead.
Dude, you know how I am when it's close to me. I always look at the quarterback, and Kentucky has a better quarterback.
I'm
I
glad
do
for
like.
them. They don't have the better team though.
No, you're right. The defense is not good.
Nah, defense. Talking defense in Kentucky.
Are we talking defense? What is that?
Why are we talking horse racing in Kentucky?
But dude, like that's the thing though, because yes, Kentucky don't play defense, but they can score on you to keep up with that defense. So that's the part.
Yeah, so can North Carolina, but it don't matter if you have a revolving door on the defensive side of the ball. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Avery said I'm leaning Kentucky too, so I'm not the only one.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it. I'm going Kentucky.
All right.
Avery convinced me.
I love it when Jerome.
Avery, if we lose this week, I'm gonna blame you for chiming in. I'm messing.
Nah, man, we love you when you chime in, Abe. I listened to your show last night. It was awesome stuff.
Keep chiming.
Keep chiming, man.
All right, we got Alabama versus Arkansas. I mean, who's not going to pick Alabama in this? They favored by 17 in their away. But I did want to kind of mention this game just because it's Arkansas. They're playing well this week. That line definitely changed a lot because every once in a while I do pick them funny games that are like this. I do. Alabama, we're doing Alabama.
Yeah, we're doing Alabama. You want to take Arkansas? Go right ahead, man.
I wasn't going to. I just wanted to talk about it. That is going to be a good game, though. I think.
I think it'll be like a little higher scoring than it's been recently, but yeah.
Yeah. He said, "Don't." Yeah, Avery. I've been picking Arkansas all year. I have been. It's literally the first time I picked them last week.
Yeah, I think you should pick them this week too. Okay.
No, get out of here, Ray. Yeah, I had them beating Texas A&M, which actually that was a good game, Ray. I don't know if you was watching that one.
They did lose though, right?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
They Yo, yeah, Avery, you see how savage he's being right now?
I just noticed that you did. I just noticed that you don't have Utah in this week.
Oh no, I actually just scrolled past it and it was a 10-point favorite, and I was like, thank God, because I did not want to. I did not. That was you. If again, you guys been watching this podcast, these two teams, Arkansas and Oregon State, I've been on both of these teams all year. You know my Utah curse, so I haven't been picking Utah. I think that's going to be a better game than this line, honestly, because Utah is favored by 10.5. So we didn't select it because of the line. I think it's going to be a better game than that, but I'm not going to say who's going to win that game. Oh, I'm not jinxing nobody this week, and they're not on our list either. So I wouldn't be getting any points or whatever anyway. So I'm not saying who's winning that game. I'm gonna keep it home. Anyway. But I will suggest watching the game. I think it's a later game if I'm not mistaken.
I love late games, you know that. So
Yeah, they're actually 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. That's early for them. What's that? No, it's like 10 o'clock for them. It's not that early. Well, if you think about when they have to get up and practice and warm up and all that stuff like that, it's kind of early, but still. Anyway, Michigan State versus Maryland. Ray, Maryland almost beat Michigan last week. I'm not gonna say almost beat them, but they kept it close. And we got Michigan State that is been struggling. Who you got in this one, Ray? I'm trying to look for the line.
I have Maryland. I have Maryland and a half. It is 7.5-point favorite.
Oh yeah, that dang definitely swing. So this is the thing about it too, because obviously, guys, we don't usually record on Fridays. I meant to mention that earlier. We usually watch this on Wednesdays, and by the time Friday comes, those lines be moving, and that one definitely moved. Maryland is favored by 7.5. I'm gonna go with Maryland as well.
Well, it started out as Maryland was a 6 to 6.5-point favorite, and it's went up a whole point since then. So that tells me that they're going to win. So
I agree. And there goes Ray. He's on it with those numbers. All right, let's get to the next one. What happened?
I stay true to how I pick games, man. That's why I usually do okay.
No, you're a beast at it. I'll give you that. I figure you that. But I've been in the league all year. Anyway, I had to throw that at you, man. Oklahoma, as long as I can, because I don't think I'm going to hold it.
Speaking about Kentucky earlier, right? It doesn't matter who leads in the beginning; it only matters who leads in the end, brother. Okay?
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're funny. All right, next game, I think it's going to be another good one. Baylor versus Oklahoma State. Baylor is at home. They're favored by 2.5. Who you picking?
I'm taking Oklahoma State in that game, man.
Darn it.
Well, again, I don't like Baylor's offense to score a lot, and I think that they're only a 2.5-point favorite. Tells me they could probably lose the game, to be honest with you.
I'm so mad. I'm picking the same team. I'm so mad. I thought you were gonna get Baylor. For some reason, I just thought you were gonna do Baylor. But yeah, I understand. It's cool. It's cool. FSU versus Wake Forest. Both teams. No, Wake Forest just coming off a loss to Clemson, their first loss of the year. And they playing Florida State. Florida State is favored by 6.5 though.
I have Florida State in that game. That game scares me a little bit, but I'm going to stay true to line and take Florida State.
I'm going Wake Forest.
Okay. That one has to be more worried than Kentucky, to be honest with you, but that's fine.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't like that line. I think it should be a little bit closer. That's
agreed.
In
fact, that's why, Jerome, we all love football. Mm-hmm. We all like picking games. Well, we enjoy picking games. I don't know if you like.
Ooh, let's go, Chris. Wake Forest by 10. I don't know about that.
You know what, Chris? If you give me 10 points, you name the number, okay, man? Give me 10
don't know
points
about
and give me an
that.
over, and I'm in, okay?
I don't know about that, but I do think it's gonna be a close game. I think that's one of my favorite games this week. Actually, one of my favorite ones. Um, let's go to the next one. Texas A&M and Mississippi State. Mississippi State is at home. They favored by 4. Who you got?
I'm going to take Mississippi State. I'm not crazy about this game at all, to be honest with you, but I'll take Mississippi
I'm
State.
not crazy about it either. Oh man, this one hurts me because, dude, we've been talking about all offseason. Texas A&M has such a talented team. They just can't get it together. I don't know. It has to be coaching, right? Right? Don't you think?
I think the defensive side of the ball has not found themselves yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think that their offense is a little anemic, and the defense is just not. They don't play good, solid football. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take Mississippi State because I think they have the better offense. So I'll take that.
Yeah, and Johnson played a little bit last week. Looks pretty good. Solid, if not the least. I think King is injured, right?
He is. They're saying he may get out there, but we'll see about that.
Yeah. That one's tough.
I don't like this game either. I mean, I'm not crazy about the game, but I got Mississippi State. It started out as a 3-point favorite. Now they're up to 4. So I'll take Mississippi State.
Yeah. All right. I'm only doing this out of spite. I'm doing the opposite. just out of spite. But dude, like Ray said, this one's hard. I don't like this game at all. If it was up to me, I wouldn't.
You have A&M?
I wouldn't touch it. What happened? I'm getting A&M.
There you
go. Just because I was worried about the quarterback position, and again, that's like my main thing when I have a close game. I say this every time. When I have a close game, I look at the quarterbacks. Johnson, who played at LSU, did not play that bad last year. So last game. So if what's his name? King can't go, he might be solid. I don't know how true I feel about that. But yeah, I wouldn't touch this game if I was betting. Honestly, I wouldn't touch this game.
No, I would not bet on that game either. I think Mississippi State's at home though, right?
Mississippi State is at home. Yes,
they play better football at home, so I'll take them.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if I got that one wrong. Honestly, I really wouldn't.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
Of course you wouldn't. All right, next game we got NC State versus Clemson. Clemson's at home. Clemson's actually favored by 7 now. Right? What was the line before this week?
Started at 5.5, and now it's up to 7, dude. In 4 days, that's not a good sign for NC State. So I'll take Clemson.
Yeah. I'm going Clemson too. I'm going Clemson as well. That line definitely changed. It was not that close in the beginning. I look at the lines by Monday. Usually by Wednesday it moved a little bit. We're at Friday now, so they're moving a lot.
Yeah, well, see, that's why I love the fact of doing this on Friday because it makes it even easier to pick the games. To be honest with you,
that's true. Well, for you,
well, for anybody who pays attention to the lines,
yeah.
I mean, when a line starts at something on a Monday, and then moves 2 points, 1.5 points.
Says give me NC State. So
yeah, give me NC State getting them 7 points, but not to win the game.
Oh, so he said because we're picking Clemson. He's funny. Listen, this is the thing about Clemson. If
10-1,
I'm telling you, if they somehow click on both sides, they can be a very dangerous team. But they have to click. That's the thing. They have to click. So
if Clemson was coming off a game where they played really well, I'd be a little worried about a letdown. But they haven't really played that well. So
yeah, but the thing, like I'm saying, in the beginning, the first couple of games, it was the defense that been keeping the offense afloat. This last game, the offense was really good, but the defense sucked for whatever reason. So it's like, you give us beginning of the year defense and last week's offense, and then I think we got a good team here. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. So, what's the last one? Last two. I'm sorry. Indiana versus Nebraska. That line I think moved also. But not
Yeah,
much.
it started out at 5. It's like 5.5 now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Nebraska. Another game I'm not crazy about, but
Yeah.
I'll take Nebraska.
Yeah. Indiana surprisingly is only 3-1. I don't think they played anybody this year either. To
Yeah,
be honest. I'm pulling up the schedule now. They played. Where is it? Illinois, which was a close game. I think both of us had Illinois actually winning that game.
yeah.
Idaho, West Kentucky last week, which they lost won in overtime. So yeah, I'm going the same route as you, Ray. I'm going Nebraska, even though Nebraska's only 1-3. Nebraska played better teams,
They
and I
have
think in general they're just a better team anyway. So I'm going the
the
same way.
more physical team. I'll take the more physical front. That's all.
I agree. I agree.
That's how I
All
usually
right,
do it.
last game. Cal versus Washington State. Where's that game? Cal versus Washington State.
Games
What
in
game?
Washington State, right? Pretty sure.
I believe so. Yeah.
This is another game I'm not crazy about. The line started at like 3.5, and it's only moved a half of a point. But I'm going to take Washington State.
Where's that
Pretty sure it's a Washington State home.
game? Yeah, I can tell you in like 2 seconds if I can find it. Uh, what? All right, that game don't exist. I must have passed it twice. You said you're taking Washington State, right?
Yeah. The game's at Washington State. Yeah.
Yeah. There it is. There it is. I got it. Yeah, I have 4.1 for Washington. Would you say
Yeah.
was your spread, right?
I have 4 also. It started out 3.5. Now it's up to 4. I mean, I'll take Washington State. I'm not crazy about the game.
Same.
I would not bet this game because Cal has a good defense, so I would
Mhm.
not bet this game. But I'll take Washington State to pull out like a really close game. I think
Yeah, I'm taking Washington also actually. So I think we only got
3
three
different
games.
ones.
We got 3 games. Okay, that's usually how we are though. That's the funny thing about this, right? Is that like we choose almost the same teams every time. It's only like about 3 teams every once in a while that we differ.
I
So
told you, man, we had a 5-game lead. You should have just stuck with me the rest of the year. You could have won.
you're right. You're right. You are completely right. Yeah, I was up and I got too
You
greedy.
were up 5 games at one time, right?
Huh?
You were up like 4 or 5 games at one time, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
It seems like a long time
Week,
ago now, doesn't it?
after the first week, I think I was up 3 games the first week, and then the second week I was up. I got 2 games. I got another 2 games, and
You
then
were up 5 games at one point.
and then last week you went 10-1. So
Well, I lost 1 game. That wasn't good.
one. Ooh. Yeah, Ray could get on the streaks. It's insane. But I will say this: the games that we differed on, they're usually good games. So
They are
what
usually
I'll say,
close, very close games, unless they're Utah, because you are a jinx, man. I made a decision. I'm from now on. I'm picking whatever the other side of whatever game you pick it at. Whatever.
I'm such a jinx to him. I hate it though.
I
I
just
hate it. I love that team. I don't know why. Every time I pick them,
for Utah, man. Jerome picks them, they lose. Who's against them, they win. It's crazy.
man. At least you know. At least you know what's gonna happen if I say something out of my mouth. So
You are very consistent that way.
very consistent. Very consistent. I'm consistently bad at picking that team. I don't know why. When I say they lose, they win, and when I say they win, they lose. But I'll say this, guys: if y'all watching this and y'all like watching bets and things like that, watch out for the games that me and Ray differ on because literally those are literally the games that be close every time. It never fails every time. It's never like a blow this way or that way. It's always really close games. So if that what you like to bet on those close games and you want to risk it, or maybe you want to stay away from the teams because they are close, pay attention to the games that me and Ray kind of go different on because they've been good games. They'd be the games that you want to watch. So I'll definitely say that. About our picks. But all right, man, that's gonna do it for us today, guys. Thank y'all so much for checking us out. Again, we apologize for not being on Wednesday, but Friday just as fun. get to see Ray loves it. He gets to see the point straight a little bit closer, and he feels a lot more confident in his game.
Works better for me. I like it.
I hear that. But guys, thank y'all so much for checking us out, man. Make sure you go check us out on our website, InsideTheHatches.com. Also, make sure you check us out on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and especially YouTube, where most of our guys in here. Thanks, Avery, and thank you, Chris, for being in here today. If you want to be on our live stream, all you have to do is just go on our YouTube channel, like and subscribe to that, hit that notification bell, and you know what to do. If you can't find our YouTube, all you have to do is look right over there, right there. Go ahead, Ray, point to it from me. Right there, that QR code right there. That QR code,
know where that is. Yeah, right there.
QR code will bring you to all our social media. I know my boy Luke do not like QR codes for whatever reason, man. QR codes are the future. Get out here, Luke. I hope you're watching, Luke. But he always gets on me about QR codes. He says QR codes are trash. I'm like, whatever, dude. It works. And everybody's getting into it. So
everybody uses them now, even television. They even use them on TV now. So
exactly. So use that QR code and definitely make sure you like and subscribe, guys. So thank you guys so much once again. Let's get to our last few comments. Chris says, great show. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Remember, JSN, wide receiver 1. He's definitely wide receiver 1. But we'll see. We'll see how he does the rest of the year. I believe he's coming back from injury, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see how it goes, Chris. You know how I feel about your team. But hey, respect though. I respect. So yeah, definitely a good receiver. Got a good receiver, good quarterback. But anyway, that's gonna do it for us today, man. I'm talking about Ohio State, so you know that's the end of the show. So hope you guys have a good one. Appreciate you guys. Everybody stay safe out there, especially for our North Carolina, South Carolina guys. Again, prayers out to all Florida right now, and make sure if you can find somewhere to donate or help or give clothes or something, please do that. For all that, it's the scene down there looks just crazy. So, Ray, any last words?
No, I'm just hoping that we see good football this week, and Notre Dame does not play this week, so I won't see them next week.
Little scouting for you.
Not
this week.
They've done. Not that they've been playing well anyway. I mean,
yeah.
It's easier to play against North Carolina because you the wind blows hard and they give up points. So
you got me on that one last week. You got me.
I feel bad for Mac Brown. I do. I feel bad for the guy. I mean, I respect him. I think he's a good coach. That defense has been like Swiss cheese for like three seasons now, man. Like they need to do something there. I mean, really, like this not this year, but like 2 years ago, if their defense was any good at all, they were really good on offense, man. Really good.
Yeah. When Sam Howell was there and they had those running backs and
running backs, wide receivers, man.
Yeah.
Solid offensive line, pushing people around, scoring at will, and then wow, we just won 34-30. We just lost 35-33. I mean,
all last season, all the year before, that's literally how they was going. So
Man's gonna have a heart attack soon.
For real. All right, guys, I gotta do it.
His nose was bleeding last week because he got mad because he thought his defense made a stop and they can't stop anybody, dude. Even their corners, and you know I feel about corners that hold people, you know. So
that's gonna do it for us today, guys. Hope you happy. He does that on purpose. Hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe out there and enjoy your college football tomorrow and the rest of your football week, man. Peace.